Hello, everybody, and welcome to tonight's very special watch party, uh, live from the couch. I am not. I am not by myself tonight. I have someone joining me live for the watch party. I have Bat Dan's thoughts here with me. This is going to be an interesting experiment for my channel because basically we are going to watch this movie because it has the great Dieter in it from Zack Snyder's Dawn of the Dead and the Dawn of Thieves
Army of the Dead.
Army of the Dead. I don't know why I keep saying Dawn of the Dead. I got Dawn of the Dead on the brain. But yeah, Dieter's in this movie. He has an excellent role as a German movie producer. This is a biopic about the 19 late 80s, early 90s duo of Milli Vanilli. And for those who don't know, they're the act that basically got, lost their Grammy because it was because of lip syncing, and they basically were outed as frauds. This is the entire story. The link is at the very top. I have the link pinned here for those that want to watch the movie with us. Now, you'll be able to click on that. You'll be able to go into that other StreamYard. And when I play the movie, you will be able to watch the movie. Now, spaces are limited. So if you want to watch the movie, you have to make sure with us, you gotta make sure you click on it and get in there and get your spot, because unfortunately I cannot uh, play the movie live on YouTube because I think it'll end up I'll end up getting killed with a copyright of some sort. Graphic
Yep.
vandalism. If you want to, you know what, graphic vandalism. If you want to, Johnny, if you want to join the stream, if you want to join the panel, let me know and I will send you a link to join the panel. You can join me and Batdan on the panel if you want to join us for this one. Um, Nightwing says I still have that album. That's awesome. I thought it was a banging out. Yeah, yeah. They have some very catchy tunes, and I'm really looking forward to getting Batdan's thoughts on this movie. Pun intended. Um, I am sitting here like super excited to watch this movie. I've seen it twice already. It is available on Blu-ray in the United Kingdom and various places in Europe. You have to, if you're in the United States, you have to import the Blu-ray disc like I did, and eventually I think the movie is going to be streaming on Apple TV. I looked it up. I think Apple TV has the rights to the movie in the United States. So eventually there will be a way for you to stream it through there. But for now, unfortunately, it's going to be a smaller watch party because, like I said, there's only so many spots in that StreamYard where you'll be able to actually watch the movie with us. So hopefully, all of you guys are back there and are going to be able to watch the movie. I'm going to get it all. I'm going to get it all started, and we'll set the movie up so that you guys can check it out. Um, There's seven you watching. Hit a one if you're watching this live. Hit a one in the chat to let me know that you are backstage in the other room, getting ready to watch the movie with us. Hit a one in the chat. Okay, Thumper Squid's back there. Qatar, I see you back there. Qatar, if you want to join the main panel with me and Batdan, you're more than welcome to do so as well, because I do see you back there. You know what? I'm just gonna put the link for the main. I don't want to confuse people who just want to watch the movie and watch us and don't want to join the panel. But but that link is at the top. I have that link pinned. So the link I'm going to give now is the link to the live stream. So if you want to actually jump on the live stream and be here with Bad Dan and I, you'll be able to do that. I mean, forgive me for my amateurish behavior right now. I'm not very used to doing watch parties. I've done a few in the past, but that was a long time ago, and so now this is totally new because I'm trying a lot of new and interesting different things. But Bat Dan, he's a pro at watch parties.
Yeah, I've done 6 so far.
I'm gonna just go ahead and post this link in the chat. This link again is the link to the actual panel. You will be on screen with me and Bat Dan. If you don't want to be on camera, you have to turn your camera off. If you want to be on camera, you're more than welcome to do so. I'm not requiring anybody to be on camera to be on this panel because this is a watch party. So you can be off cam and be on the watch party. But again, there are limited spots. But let's see. So far we've got three people that are back that are in the other chat getting ready to watch the movie. Hey, what's going on? PD7 Phil, good to see you, my friend. Hope you are having a wonderful weekend. Um, this is the link here if you want to join me and Bat Dan on the panel to watch this movie with us. Otherwise, you have to watch the movie. You have to find your own source, your own way to watch the movie. And as of right now, the only other way I could see you being able to do that is if you actually have a copy on physical media that you imported through Europe if you're in the United States. So here's what we're gonna do. We're about to get started. I just want to make sure that we're geared up here. There should be. Okay, we got Nightwing here. What's up, man?
How's it going?
How's it going? You're backstage?
Yeah,
Are you? Okay, cool. You ready to watch the movie? Okay, cool. And we've got Guitar over here. What's up, Guitar? Welcome to the panel, man.
Yeah, thanks for the invite.
Oh, it's good to see you guys. It's good that you guys are here. This is going to be fun to get different perspectives on this movie. Okay. So I'm about to start the movie. So if you have any last questions or comments before we start the movie, put them in the chat. We will try to address anything that you guys have to say. But are you guys ready to watch this Milli Vanilli movie?
Yep.
All right, Bat Dan, how do you feel about this? We got a Dega Outlaw in the chat. He is going to be my guest for this coming Wednesday's late night Q&A. So I'm looking forward to that. I don't know, Bat Dan. Any final thoughts before we start the movie?
I'm excited to see another one of Zack Snyder's casts shine in a movie.
Oh yeah, he's definitely great in this movie. So. Without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and get this thing started. If you guys are backstage in the room that is titled movie theater, you can see where the movie will be accessed from. And I'm going to go over here and just get ready to click play on the movie and get us started. So there it is. It's Girl, You Know It's True. It's directed by Simon Verhoeven, who I've heard is the grandson of the controversial director Paul Verhoeven, which I hope is true. But I noticed a lot of great shots and stuff from that. What are we hearing right now? Bat Dan, is that you?
Nope, movie's paused still for me.
Okay. Okay, cool. All right. Okay, guys, we're about to start the movie.
Okay. So a countdown?
Go.
Okay.
Okay. Nice seeing you guys. I mean, like,
Yeah,
Nice seeing you too.
it's just great. Nice seeing you too.
it's morning here.
Awesome.
Well, good morning. Monday morning for you.
Yeah, Monday morning for me. Hi, Nightwing.
Can you guys can
Hey,
you guys
guitar.
can you guys hear the movie okay?
I ain't hear nothing.
They were the biggest
Oh,
stars on the
now it's
planet
going.
once.
Yes. Once they were the biggest stars on the planet. There's Dieter.
Yep. Different hairstyle than I'm used to.
It's the 70s,
Yeah.
late 70s, early 80s, with Bonnie M.
Right.
Good old
Right.
days.
Boney M. Hey, Batman, are you able to see the subtitles?
No, the subtitles won't turn on for me.
That's unfortunate. Because I have the subtitles defaulted, so it should be automatic. I don't know why you don't see them.
I see him though.
Yeah, I even tried changing the settings, and it showed it was set to the English subtitles.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's set to that. Yeah, I got it automatically set to that. Because there are quite a few German speaking parts in this. What's up, bad guy Mike Worley? Good to see you, man. Batman, for context, he's explaining to his father what he wants to do, and his father is not happy with the idea of what he wants to do for a career choice.
Oh, okay, thank you. Yeah. Apparently, I was looking up the Plex issue. There has to be like some setting, I think, for my TV I have to adjust for them to actually turn on.
Oh, okay. But you're watching it through the Fire Stick, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I forgot about all the little nuances with regards to the Fire Stick.
Robin Fab.
So interesting how they got their start, how they met. How is it so far on all you guys' end who are watching it through the StreamYard link? Is it okay for you guys so far?
It's good.
I was alright, or I just thought of something. Is there room on the StreamYard still?
Yeah.
I think I could go on my phone and then I could turn the volume off on my phone. That way I can see the subtitles.
Yeah. Well, I mean, do whatever you want to do. I mean, I could probably do that. Apologize that you have to keep going through all that. I thought we had the solution.
Yeah, I know. Technology wouldn't be technology if it didn't screw up for no reason.
I mean, Dieter really shows his range as an actor, doing all these, these types of roles. You can tell he really had fun with this role.
Millie.
just gonna watch on my phone at this point. It's easier than switching between like 3 different screens.
Are you able to mirror it to your TV?
Whoa. Yeah, let's. I'm to the point right now, though, where anything else just feels like too much work at this point with all the tech issues I'm having. I know what you're talking about, though. I don't know if I can do that on StreamYard. I know, like, YouTube, I could do that.
Well, as long as you have a way to actually watch the movie.
Yeah.
What's up, Geek Defense Initiative? Good to see you, man.
Were they sneaking somewhere they shouldn't?
Oh, no, they're just going to look at, kind of, but they're going to just look at pictures here. Yeah, hair was a big thing back in the 80s and 90s.
Yeah, whereas 3 of us on this panel have very little hair.
Right. What's up, Sin Havoc? Good to see you, man.
Oh, Sid
Don't remind me, bud.
Hey, I think the no hair look's a good look, to be honest.
Yeah, I do too. Obviously.
Well, I'm the spitting image of my dad.
Well, baldness is a genetic gene. It's a dominant gene. So if someone in your family has baldness, if you're a man, you'll likely have it too.
Once again, for those just joining us, the link to watch the movie with us is pinned. And if you want to, and if you actually want to join the panel with the 4 of us, there's a link there. I don't know how many slots are left, but I do know that that's the way you would do that.
You know, Sin Havoc, we probably would love if you joined the panel.
Yeah, that would be reviewing.
Hey, Sin Havoc can do whatever he wants. This is... You know, Batman, I just thought of something. You can install Plex onto your phone and then mirror it to your TV, and you would have control over the subtitles, and you probably wouldn't have that problem. I just realized that right now, but
Too late now. If we thought of that ahead of time, probably, but we'd have to get all synced up again, and don't feel like doing
yeah.
that right now.
Yeah, I don't know how many slots. I don't know how many slots Curly Ray. I don't know how many slots StreamYard gives because I've got two separate windows open. A window for the movie, and then a window for the live stream.
10.
Oh well, yeah. There's it's nice to see all these people in here watching this movie. This is really interesting to me how people are interested in this movie. I didn't know how many people would actually want to watch this. I didn't know if this would be a good idea or not.
Well, if you're a Zack Snyder centric channel and you have a Zack Snyder actor, it's a pretty good bet you'll get people, no matter what the movie is.
And now things are about to get real. You know that this track, don't you, Qatar? Good stuff.
Definitely
ever,
before my time.
you've never heard any of this music, Bat Dan?
Nope.
Ah,
Oh wow.
I was in college during this time.
Okay, so you got to see the big Milli Vanilli craze.
Yeah, I got to see it. Since this is a breath of fresh air because I'm into new wave punk even during that time, and every girl loves this band.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's what they had said. That statistically, they were girls. Particularly. Uh, well, I saw a statistic that said that the majority of Milli Vanilli's actual fans are young white women between the ages of 13 and 30. That was a statistic I saw, and I was like, wow, that's fascinating to me. But they really had their fans. They had a huge fan base, and their story is just really amazing. It's really an amazing story historically.
They bordered the pop and hip hop genre very well.
Yeah, and they tell it, and it's telling a story that, like, legitimately, I I feel like, having watched this movie, I learned more about the music industry as a whole than I ever have in my life, with the way that this movie sets things up, and the story that it tells, that it's basically about a product, not a specific thing, like a singer or a dancer, or it's all about putting all these elements together to create a product that's going to be acceptable to as big of an audience as possible. I mean, these guys took the world by storm at the time that they were big. So
Dieter's a lot more confident in this movie.
Well, yeah, he's a very very successful music producer. His confidence is just oozes.
That's interesting. Illusion.
Yes.
Oh, lip syncing, nice.
Yeah, it's all about a product, packaging a product together for to give that illusion. And yeah,
Listening with their eyes.
that's a great line, isn't it? People listen with their eyes, and it's true.
Yeah.
Especially later on when you actually see who the real Milli Vanilli singers are, and later on in the movie. Dieter looks like he aged 15 years for this movie.
I think it's the hair.
Yeah, like he totally captures this role so well.
That's a giant cell phone.
Oh, right, cell phones weren't a thing back then, really, were they?
No, that's it. No, it's a little bit. Though you're seeing like the earliest stages of
Versions.
that dad.
I didn't know they had cell phones at all back in the 80s, to be honest with you. I thought those, like,
They did. They were huge, but they were huge, and they weighed a ton.
You have to bring the charger with you all the time.
I had one that was about the size of a brick.
I'm really showing my age now, aren't I?
They were made for MTV, actually.
Yeah,
old vision.
Very, very charismatic, lots of energy, very, just again, just a product that just, that sold really, really well. I mean, I just love the fact that this movie does such a great job conveying it all and telling it, you know, um, truthfully.
Dynatax 8000X 1983. Sin. Did you use that way back when?
Oh wow, Sin Havoc is really, really digging in there. To Google, got to Google that, huh?
Wait, I'm
Saying.
muted. Yeah, I had to. Well, I mean, Sin Havoc. If I had to guess, I think Sin Havoc was born in, let's say, the late '60s, so he would know.
All righty then. Um, I like the perspective this movie is taking, where it's telling the story almost from a meta perspective of the two of them telling their story, and it's just so unique for them to do it that way. And that one of them, spoilers for those who don't know the history of this group, but one of them is not even alive anymore. So the fact that they decided to tell the story from this perspective, meta like that, is pretty intriguing. What do you think of that part, that aspect of it, Qatar?
Yeah, I mean, people did blame them for lip singing, right?
Yeah,
That's how they fell from grace.
right. But they're like, it's the whole perspective of telling the story, you know, f- from them as like two friends, almost brothers in their
Yeah,
in their camaraderie with each other. It's just a very unique way to tell the story in on film.
Dieter, Dieter is good.
Yeah, absolutely. I think he's one of the best parts of the film. I just love watching him on screen because he's so animated, and he just carries the role perfectly. Oh boy.
Everyone uses Google.
So I always laugh when I watch these shows where they never use Google. They always use these weird search engines instead.
That's true. Sin Havoc. A search engine that nobody uses. Bing. Nobody uses Bing, and
Yeah,
no
I was
matter
gonna
how
say
no
that.
matter how hard they try to force you to maybe try to use Bing, nobody uses it.
Except
Uh,
characters on TV.
uh, it's cheap, right? Bing. Is it cheap?
Bing.
It would be cheap use Bing for movies and stuff. Oh God, this is a great Dieter scene right here.
Imagine this guy in Zeus's kingdom. He could just entertain all the zombies with some of his music videos that he's made. You'd be like, "Let us pass, and we'll entertain you."
Yeah. Imagine zombie versions of these two guys. Pure entertainment.
Hey, zombies need entertainment too. And also, men or anyone, never let strange women, strange men, or whatever in your apartment or in your home. Don't ever do that. That's a no.
Always do that. Are you kidding? Look at. Oh, wow. Oh, this is awesome too. Great scene. It's awesome. Check this out. Check this out, guys. Here it comes. Yeah, there's your real singers.
Hi, Josh.
What's up, Josh? Good to see you, man. Glad you're here. Well, I mean, you can always come in, man. I got if you want to watch the movie with us, the link is at the link is pinned. And if you want to join the panel, let me know and I'll repost the link.
Actually, Josh, also you're DM'd on Twitter too.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh yeah, Sin Havoc, you gotta check out the replay of the watch party I did for Rebel Moon Part 2 yesterday. Had a lot of great discussions on there.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
It's actually where we came up with the idea for this stream. Conversation that we were having on last night's stream.
Yeah, that's how ideas begin when you have a group of people
Impromptu
together.
ideas.
Yes, brilliant.
I kind of want to see Dieter in Zack Snyder's DC universe now. I wonder what role he could play there.
Riddler.
Yeah, I could see that, Riddler.
Mad Hatter.
Oh, that's another good one. Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah, I could see Mad Hatter as well, and I don't know, could he I'm debating, could he do it in an American accent, or could those characters just be German?
I'm sure he could do an American accent.
I think most actors can do an American accent because so they can get into Hollywood. I think it's easier. Like the actors,
Mr.
I mean,
Freeze.
like Henry Cavill, I never would have guessed he was British. And you got Christian Bale, who does his American interviews for American movies in his American accent as well, even when he's not acting.
They are enjoying London.
Absolutely.
That looks like Tom Cruise to me for some reason.
Oh my God, I could totally see him. Yeah, Tom Cruise playing that role. Sure.
For a minute, I thought it was Tom Cruise.
Isn't cold sushi redundant? Isn't sushi by definition cold?
Hmm.
Supposed to be cold. Finally said that.
Oh, okay.
My okay.
So funny seeing the Statue of Liberty after just watching Planet of the Apes. Not blown up this time. This is early 80s, you said, right?
This is 1989.
Oh,
Late 80s.
okay.
They look angry.
Oh yeah.
Music business is brutal.
I can't remember if they did get their second album.
The second album came out. It was not with them. It was the producer Frank. He created a second album with the real singers. It basically, because that was after the scandal. So the second
Mm,
album was called The Real Milli Vanilli, and it just they had all the real actual singers on the cover and all that. But the plan was for there to be a second album, with them too, but it all ended up getting exposed before they could do that. But these two stuck to the fact that they wanted to be able to sing on the album the whole time.
dialect coach. Why?
Can't fool your mom.
Those classic Sin Havoc style phones.
Used to have that phone in the office way back when they really liked that lifestyle.
Definitely trying to get the most out of it.
Yep. sign of the times.
That's a great way to describe it, huh?
Wow. When you're famous, everyone wants a piece.
Yep.
Oh, so this is bullshit then.
Well, you've sure figured that out quick.
My dad and I talked every week.
Same thing happened with Rodman's dad back then.
Yeah.
He was stationed in the Philippines, in Subic. So, we. Who's we? They're going live. Understanding the music industry.
Yeah, it's definitely crazy.
Stop trusting this guy. You're an idiot.
Here it comes. Here comes Bat Dan.
Oh, that's $60,000.
Hopefully, didn't give away too much information to this guy.
Opportunists.
Yeah, it was an exposed vulnerability.
That's why you gotta keep your private life private.
Exactly.
but they're famous. They can't really hide anything.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. Some things you can still kind of hide, though. There's ways, though.
They the industry took advantage of the two guys.
Oh, that's for sure. Yeah, without a doubt.
I think there were no auto tunes live back in the day.
Yeah, they definitely had a good thing going. That's for sure.
The damage control.
Totally.
Could you imagine if social media was big back then?
Yes.
The field day, field day.
At least from the perspective of this movie, it seems like that demographic that I looked up for their popularity is like 100% spot on.
Look at that.
Well,
Dun, dun, dun.
You know what I you
Oh,
know the irony I find about this whole thing is that in a lot of performances like that, a lot of times these singers don't a lot of singers don't sing live anyway. A lot of times it's a recording or it's a tape that they're playing when they're performing, and just they're lip syncing, or they're
they're
inter,
dancing.
or they're dancing and interacting with it, but they're not actually performing. I'm not saying that everybody does that every musical act does that, but it's very common. So just because the tape got stuck, that doesn't really, at that point it's like there's more manufactured artists than people think. So this is so, I, mm.
Nominated for a Grammy Awards.
Yeah, because at the Grammys, you're supposed to always sing live. So if you win a Grammy, you gotta sing live. Yeah, that was the way it was, at least back then. But
They have to sing live, but
I like the way she's describing it here as like a work of art. She's trying to justify. He says so much just by sitting there.
it's about the music.
Yeah.
what up, Darth Plato?
Good to see you, Darth Platos. Thank you for stopping by, sir.
A Curly Ray is asking if there's uh, room for the panel in the panel.
I guess so.
Yo, what's up?
Welcome back.
Mhm.
The fact that the Grammys made an exception for them means that it was probably a secret that was not so secret in the music industry back then.
Mm,
You know, which shows again that it's not as uncommon as they made it out to be when the whole idea of packaging a product based on like Qatar again, hearing with your eyes, right?
yeah, the best new artists for the Grammys have a curse
Yeah,
when
but
you win.
and Frank knows this. The producer, he knows. He's like, it's like God. Now we got to keep this charade up even longer.
They really like to sing.
It's a huge bone of contention.
Man,
You're sticking it to him.
That's what I'm saying. Great performance there by Matthias, aka Dieter. Very good. He's really like
Really shows his range.
for sure.
Oh boy.
This is a heck of a montage.
Oh, it's 1990 now. He looks older.
Mhm.
Okay, this is the exposure. Artificial band.
Uh-oh. Now that it doesn't come from them.
I guess this is Hollywood.
Yeah.
They blamed the two singers, Rob and Fab.
Yeah, when really they were just a part of the product. They were just part of the illusion, you know. They're what sold the illusion.
Yes,
They're the face.
these
Unfortunately, they're the ones to get the blame.
man. Okay. Reminds me of a lip sync battle. It's accepted now.
Yeah, if they were to come out now, they'd be the biggest. They'd be even bigger than they were back then.
Yeah. No one came.
Depressing.
Okay. Pop cups.
How the mighty have fallen.
$300,000 for bail.
Mm.
They're back in Munich.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, damn.
Whoa, he died.
Yep. It just stopped playing for me. Just froze right there.
Yeah, it just froze for me too.
And they're in a funeral march.
Yeah, just stopped.
Just stopped.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah, this came back for me.
What the hell happened? Did we go offline for a second?
Don't know.
Interesting.
Fab is singing in
Yeah, Fab is doing well today. He sings, he does he's put out some songs and he's performing and he's got a family with like I think he's got like 4 or 5 kids with his wife or girlfriend, whatever she is.
Oh, good. That's good.
So she's doing well. Okay, they have 4 children at the time of this movie, I guess.
okay, he released an album in 2003. Wow. Face meets voice. 2 years, but Fab finally sang.
Mm-hmm.
That was a nice movie. Great movie.
Definitely a good
Yeah,
movie.
really great movie.
Definitely. We're gonna talk about it in a moment here. Um, all right.
It's got me dancing.
Awesome movie.
It was really good. I love that movie.
Yeah, I did too. It was a really great movie.
Yeah, it definitely is. I thought it was unique in the way that they chose to tell the story from the perspective of both of them, even though one of them is no longer among the living. I still thought it was great the way that they told the story in a meta kind of way. I found that to be unique. I don't see that in a lot of biopics. What do you guys think?
I liked it. It made it more. It just added a little something to it to do it like that. It made it a little more entertaining.
But it
Yeah,
also shows you how close they were, to the point where they're able to make this movie and basically project Rob as though he were still alive, in a way where he could have those conversations, and it would actually make sense because they were so close to each other and had the ability to play off of each other like that. So for me, it just that was not only unique, but it was a very, very strong highlight as far as I'm concerned. Qatar, what are your feelings with the way that they decided to show that dynamic in a meta sort of way?
yeah, they really did good work, and it makes them more human to watch because right, the music industry really does uh, does this kind of things even up to now. But it's nice to see what happened to them during the the fall from grace period. It's nice to know that Fabian is still doing music
Yeah,
at best.
yeah, yeah, definitely. Nightwing, what are some of your thoughts on,
No,
on the
it was a
movie?
great movie. I love the album.
Yeah. The album's quite good. And Curly Ray, what did you think?
I really enjoyed the movie. I think they did a really good job, telling the story about these singers and the way they had it laid out. I think they did an excellent job with it.
Okay, and now I kind of want to just briefly touch on some of the performances, but I guess we'll get to the main performance and the reason why I wanted to do a watch party of this movie in the first place, which was for Matthias, aka Dieter, from the Army of the Dead universe. I want to know what you guys think about his performance, seeing him in a role very, very different from what we're used to seeing him in. And I guess we'll start with you, A Curly Ray. What did you think of Dieter's performance in this movie?
Well, to me, it's been a little bit since I've watched Army of Thieves
Hmm.
and Army of the Dead. To me, and this is why I think, to me, it was a little bit of the same. But that could be me since I hadn't really seen any other films that he has been other than the Army of the Dead universe. So I
Okay.
probably need to check out some more,
Yeah,
films
he's
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 been
in
in.
quite he's been in quite a few films. I mean, this is actually very, very, very recent. I mean, it was released last year, so um And Nightwing, what did you think of the performance in comparison to what
He
we
played a
know
good
of the character?
sleazeball producer.
I mean, you know, from the perspective of an acting role, I mean, um, like he put everything into it. I think he did. I think he put all he could into it, and like I said, there were scenes in the movie where I felt like he had literally aged 15 years for the role. Like he can convey a lot through his body language and through his facial expressions and his eyes and the way that he conducts himself and just like the crazy like cringiness of the producer role. But it was so, you could tell it was so ingrained in that character of Frank. Like Frank is so dedicated, obviously a workaholic, and so dedicated to putting out a product. And I just think it was conveyed very well. Qatar, what did you think?
Matthias showed his range as an actor. I mean, compared with Army of the Dead, Army of Thieves, he did Oppenheimer
Mm-hmm.
and Heart of Stone with Gal Gadot.
Yeah.
That
Mm-hmm.
so his action, comedy, drama in quite a wide range as an actor.
So what did you think of the performance overall here?
He's good, man. The performance was an eye opener. He all those tantrums he did, those things he pushed, or it's very good, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
I like it.
Okay, great. And Batman, your thoughts on Matthias's performance in Girl You Know It's True?
I loved it. It was such a different character than he's normally played, because normally you see him kind of more in Army of the Dead versus he's kind of more of a comedic character, still a badass, but he's a lot more of a serious character in this movie. I mean, I know we saw him in Oppenheimer, but that was such a small role. This is like the first time you really see him for a large portion as this serious, non-comedic character, and it shows what a talented actor this guy really is. I mean, it shows that Zack Snyder knows how to pick hidden talent. And it shows with Dieter that Zack knew what he was doing when he cast this guy for his Army verse. Just a great performance overall. And I agree, he definitely it looks like he aged a lot for the role. He really got into character.
Oh,
And it
yeah.
made me believe him as a different person. I didn't just see the the dork from Army of the Dead who would get killed in a heartbeat.
Yeah, no, he definitely transformed himself into this producer Frank. He transformed. It was a very transformative role. I think it was a very powerful performance. I mean, I literally call it riveting because Nightwing summed it up as, he played a good sleazy producer. It's sort of like yeah, sleazy in a way, but this is what I wanted to ask you guys, all of you, as generally, as a producer, he put together a great product, because at the end of the day, that's what it is. It's a product that you're manufacturing. Whether Rob and Fab are singing on the records or not, technically, is pretty much irrelevant when you're packaging up something. And again, Qatar, like what we talked about earlier about that line in the movie about, hearing with your eyes. That's the
Yes,
thing that
here
kind of
with your
that's the
eyes.
thing that kind of like stands out to me, because you sort of have this dynamic where it's not like, I don't think Frank is necessarily insulting the audience or trying to dupe the audience. I mean, because like even in the press conference where he comes out and says that they didn't sing a single note on the album, they weren't involved in that part of it at all. I mean, he does go into the idea of it being a work of art, a piece of art. And the idea is, I'm reminded of, the line in Gladiator, are you not entertained? Is it not entertainment
Yeah,
that, essentially you're putting out a product that people are going to consume, people are going to love? You have, You have two great frontmen. You had wonderful singers that had the voices to deliver the tunes in the ways that was necessary to capture the audience lyrically. So I'm almost positive that this is what um you know this kind of stuff is still, this practice is still, going on to this day. It's just not publicized the way this one was, and that's what kind of like perplexes me a little bit as to why this is as big of a deal as it was made out to be, essentially, when you're
I think
packaging an entertainment product.
I
I think
think
it's
they
because it's
made
Okay,
okay. You
well, yeah, first we'll go with you, Qatar, and then Batman.
okay? I think they were used as a tool to expose the music industry somehow, and
That's brilliant. I didn't think of it that way.
yeah, I mean,
Wow.
envy, envy is the the thing that really hit me during with this. They were famous, but they didn't do anything, right? But they did,
They're
and
performers. They had to do
yeah,
all the dancing. They had to
they had to
essentially
memorize the
front.
songs, the
They had to
lyrics.
front. Yeah, they had to front that. They had to front that fake band.
Yes,
They had
that's
to.
a bit
Yeah,
of talent.
yeah. That takes talent in and of itself. They're essentially actors. They're hired hands to play those roles. Some
Those,
people.
yes,
Some people will tell you that the Beatles were manufactured. That they were essentially, it was a similar situation where it was a a manufactured product to essentially get the public to buy records and things like that.
and the Beatles were rebranded
Hmm.
as a band
Yeah,
during the years,
yeah.
especially those post 1966 years.
Yeah, absolutely. We can do a big discussion about the Beatles at some point. We'll do something. I'll set something up because I think that would be fun. But in this particular instance, I just think as a product, Milli Vanilli would have worked better in today's entertainment climate, because everything's manufactured now. I mean, when we look at social media, we look at everything being, how much of it is real, how much of it
the,
is fake.
the prototype of AI.
AI, yeah,
oh
yeah,
god, yeah.
yeah. AI is a great example. With AI now, would it really matter if you got two frontmen who look pretty on an album cover and can generate excitement for the songs, regardless of who's actually singing the songs? It's sort of it's an interesting dynamic. And okay, so Batman, your take?
Well, I just kind of thought of it. It's like everyone kind of knew that it's fake. It's one of those things that's like but you don't want to actually know. It's like I think of it like a magician, right? You know it's fake, but you want to kind of look at it and you want to believe it's real, and that's how I feel this is. It's like it's one of those things that yeah, they do it, but you're not supposed to admit it. You're not supposed to know about it, even if you know about it. If that makes sense, it's not. It's what you're supposed to kind of know in your subconscious, but you're not. The audience isn't supposed to
Well, it's like
necessarily.
it's like the American company that took over, Arista Records, that took over for them when they were in the United States, and we're trying to get them away from Frank talking about how, oh, you guys should be making more money. You're doing all this, but remember how they wanted them to get like a dialect coach and all these different things. They knew they had to have no, they had to know, the Arista Records had to know that they were lip syncing. I don't believe for a moment that Arista Records actually thought, because how they acted once it came out, that it was all a sham.
Oh
It's
yeah, the safe face.
Yeah, they had to save face. They had to come out, but it was like, to me, like I said earlier, it's almost like it was the biggest secret that everybody knew, but nobody really wanted it exposed and nobody cared. But once it actually got exposed, it became a big deal. And like that news footage of the mother bringing her kid over there and saying he doesn't want to go to school, he feels betrayed, da da da. It's all just BS. It's all just publicity. Who cares? You know what I mean? It's sort of like it's an entertainment product. And I had actually thought later on too. They actually, if you go on YouTube, you can actually look at an actual video recording of them in the studio recording the songs themselves with their actual voices. And if you actually listen to it, it doesn't really sound all that bad. Like it definitely wouldn't have been as good as the music that they actually did release, because they weren't that great of singers at the time. But I believe it still could have worked, because they were a product, they were a package deal. It was more about the visuals, again, hearing with your eyes, than it is necessarily the vocals themselves. Because let's be honest, there have been a lot of horrible music acts that vocally they sound horrible. They don't have the best vocals, but it's still very, very popular because it's as much about personality and presentation than it is about the actual singing voices themselves. Nightwing, did you have any thoughts on that aspect?
Yeah, I don't know if you ever watched the New Edition story, but I like
New Edition?
New Edition, the boy band.
The boy band New Edition you're talking about? There's a movie out about them?
Yeah, it's a 3-part movie.
Okay.
With Bobby Brown and all the guys.
Were they fake too?
Yeah, it was on BETV.
Oh wow, so they weren't actually singing either.
No, not really. It just tells the story how they came together and became New Edition.
Okay.
They were singing.
Okay, well, so they were actually singing the words. Okay. And Curly Ray, do you have any comments on that aspect of it?
You might need to give me some time to think on that.
Okay, no problem. But so again, overall, I just think that, from a perspective, I feel like it was an education about the music industry at that time more so than anything. And I found that aspect of it to be more almost as compelling, if not more compelling, than the story of Rob and Fab themselves. Because, you get the idea of it all in such a way, and it was presented so well here. I have to say, I think this is one of my favorite, music biopics, in recent memory, at least in recent years. I think it really does it does a wonderful job of presenting everything
it was good
in a very truthful way. I mean, and because I did look a lot of this stuff up ahead of time too before watching this movie. There's a documentary on Paramount Plus about Milli Vanilli, and it's actually just called Milli Vanilli, and you can watch it. It's behind the scenes, and it covers a lot of the things that you see in this movie. And what's great is, when you go back and you look at the historical aspect of it, a lot of the stuff that is in the movie, it's very, very accurate, which is another thing that I really appreciated. The fact that the movie tries to be as factually accurate as it can be, and doesn't embellish too much or leave too much out. I think they did a lot of unique and interesting things. So I'll go around and we'll get everybody's rating for the movie. Starting with you. Oh, Curly Ray, you got something?
Yes. There was something. I know this is what I was going to talk about.
Okay.
And this is something I was going to add on to, with us watch this movie, is that, when you watch stuff like this, you process information, like you get to learn all these things that go on behind these businesses and all that kind of stuff. And it helps you learn.
That's true. Yeah, that's a good point.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. But what I want to do is just kind of right now just get your kind of get your ratings and overall thoughts. And I guess since you were the last person to speak on it, Curly, we'll start with you. What would you rate the movie, and what's your final thoughts on it?
I give it a 10 out of 10. I think they did a really good job. You know, it's kind of like what I said before. I think they did well telling the story of these, singers. And it may not have been like maybe the most accurate, but, they went as accurate as possible with the whole story.
Yeah, I don't really know how much more accurate they could have been. I think it really was spot on. I agree with you. Qatar, your rating and your final thoughts on the movie.
So I rate it as a 9/10, and it was quite a revelation and quite entertaining for me. The movie touched a nostalgic vibe in me, and I find it the actors were good. They did play their roles very well.
Yes.
Yeah, that's it.
Yes, I agree. I agree with you as well. I think as far as like Rob and Fab, I think they were spot on as well. I really, and you, Qatar, had mentioned about being in college during the
Yeah.
heyday of all this,
Yes, I was in
where they were kind
college
of doing their
back
thing.
then.
So you kind of got to experience, Millie Vanilli mania a little bit there, huh?
Plus, I saw the tape uh, rolling back during those years. I mean, like, what happened?
Were you a fan of the music at that time?
It was an alternate music for me because I was into new wave like Mikey and
Yeah.
some metal,
Okay.
and I'm really into the rock music scene, punk rock. Yeah,
Okay.
but
Okay.
it's a breath of fresh air
Okay.
way back
Cool.
when.
Okay. And Sin Havoc says most of the pop acts of today and years past were created by the music industry. There's tons of proof from municipal records, and Sin Havoc gives the movie an 8. I appreciate that. I'm so Sin Havoc. I'm glad you watched the movie with us. That's awesome. I really appreciated you being here. I was surprised by the amount of people that we actually had backstage watching the movie. I love that. That to me is just awesome. And I couldn't be happier with the way it turned out. I actually was sitting here thinking, God, was that a good idea to do a watch party for this type of movie? But it seems like people have enjoyed themselves. Okay, Nightwing, got to get your rating and your final thoughts on Girl, You Know It's True.
Well, I give it a 10. I
Awesome.
give it a 10.
Okay, cool. Any final thoughts, or you just
I love the album.
okay? All right, man. All right. What about you, Bat Dan? Your rating and your final thoughts on Girl, You Know It's True to wrap this up.
I'll say my rating is a 9.5926893899 out of 10. I love the movie. It was such a unique and entertaining way to really educate us about these people, but also just the music industry in general, which I really loved, like learning how dangerous and scummy it can be at times. And I love seeing Matthias. I know I said his name
Now,
wrong.
I didn't say his last name because I didn't want to butcher it, but I'm with you.
Dieter. I'll just say Dieter.
Peter.
Just seeing his name, his range as an actor, it was a really entertaining movie overall, and I'm really glad I saw it.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I'm glad that we all had this communal experience with the movie. None of us rated the movie low. All of us rated the movie high. I'm with you guys. I'm gonna give the movie a 9.5 out of 10. I think it was really, really great. I think all of the performances were nice, and it actually had me, jamming out to Milli Vanilli's music and considering going out and getting the album Nightwing on vinyl and sitting there listening to it on vinyl. And I wasn't even really that much of a fan, but when I saw when I watched the movie, it sort of it grows on you. Like you sort of get it's very catchy in a lot of ways in the style in which the movie is done. It's very stylized and unique, and all the credit in the world goes to Paul Verhoeven's grandson, Simon Verhoeven, who directed this movie. Wonderful job. I'm definitely going to be looking to see what else Simon Verhoeven does in the future. Sin Havoc says Max Martin basically created most of the pop music material from the last 40 years. That's good to know, Sin Havoc. Sin Havoc is just a wealth of knowledge on the film industry, the music industry.
Science.
I'm so thankful to have Sin Havoc as a mod on my channel. Sin Havoc always contributes so much to these shows and so much to these to all of our streams that we do. And and again, I am so thankful that everybody was here and we got to enjoy this. And I have to say that thank you to each and every one of you, Bat Dan, Nightwing, A Curly Ray, and Qatar, for joining this panel. You guys are all awesome. And I mean, this is the first time, that I've streamed with a couple of you, Qatar and Nightwing. You guys are welcome here anytime. I mean, it's amazing. Like, you guys just, and you contributed so much to this experience. And I'm just happy that we, got a chance to have this. I guess I'd say this was a success, and maybe we'll do some more watch parties on my channel in the future. Because I wasn't expecting it to be this way. Oh yeah, we'll definitely do it again. We just gotta pick the right movie. I think I can kind of.
The best. Like I said, I'm just settling into the new part.
Man, don't even worry about it. It's just great to have you here, man. I mean, that's pretty awesome. You guys are all great, and I'm just happy that you could be here. Hey, Sin Havoc, yeah, stay tuned, right? You gotta stay tuned. This is fantastic. Well, I guess I'm not gonna keep you all here too long.
We're looking forward to doing that Star Wars chat sometime, Bat Dan.
Oh, there you go. There you go, Bat Dan. A Star Wars chat with Nightwing. You guys, that'd be fun.
Oh yeah.
And here we go from Sin Havoc. Sin Havoc is getting the final word. He says one last thing. Corn Sweat got booed again during his vacation. This guy can't catch a break. And what does that tell you? What does that tell you? It says, never bet against Zack Snyder and never bet against Henry Cavill, because when you do, you get booed, right? That's the lesson there. Wow.
Absolutely.
What a fun time. What a fun show. On that note, we're gonna wrap it up. I just gotta do one last thing here. Qatar, what do you got coming up on your YouTube channel? I almost forgot to do this part.
I'll be doing my Superman, the animated series, season 2 watch along tonight, my time. It's episodes 5 to episode 8 of season 2.
Okay. Awesome. Hey, Curly Ray, what do you got coming up, man?
Well, I have my next episode of Saturday Afternoon Gaming this Saturday. I was going to have it yesterday, but things didn't go out as planned. So I will be back with another episode of Saturday Afternoon Gaming this Saturday.
Okay. Awesome. And Nightwing, anything from you on the horizon, my friend?
Well, I've been thinking about doing video game streams again.
Awesome. That'd be cool. What type of games would you be covering?
Oh, I've been playing Helldivers.
Okay. Awesome. Fair enough. Sin Havoc says fun stream, everyone. Thanks, guys. And you, Bat Dan, what do you got coming up on your channel?
Well, I just had the watch party with you, Zon, and Curly Ray were on it, so I'm going to be working on back dance clips hopefully this week. We'll see, where I clip out a certain section that we had a really great discussion that I want to kind of clip out, so, or like as a separate video, I mean, and then hopefully the X-Men review show soon. Well, I'll talk to you and Socks about that, and I'm actually have a birthday stream. My birthday's coming up at the end of the month, so I'm actually working on a special plan for that one. I'm actually pretty excited about that. And on that note, have a bat-tastic day.
All right, guys, you heard it here from Bat Dan. You've heard it here from everybody here on the panel. As for me, coming up this Wednesday, I got a Dega Outlaw coming on Late Night Q&A. He's going to be talking about a couple of his books that he's written, a lot of his fiction. He's a published author. He's done a lot of great stuff. I'm looking forward to talking to him. That should be a fun episode coming up. But on that note, I want to say goodnight, everybody. Thank you very much again for sharing
Thanks for letting me come on, son.
your Sunday. Hey, guys, it's my pleasure. Good night, everybody.
Later, all.
Later.